going to be introducing a video from Omeo Technology.
The Omeo is a mobility device that is self-leveling and hands-free with off-road capabilities. The Omeo has a smaller footprint than any other wheelchair and is ADA compliant. It is the only mobility device in the world that can move seamlessly from an indoor environment to extreme outdoor terrain. Now is the best time to invest in Omeo for travel. Why? Because of COVID. Everyone is outdoors right now, going for hikes and enjoying the beaches. People with limited mobility may find themselves stuck at home, feeling alone and isolated, even if they have a good network of friends and family. The Omeo can give those with limited mobility the freedom to open the door and get out into nature. Currently, the Omeo headquarters and manufacturing are in New Zealand. This is very uneconomical. With proper funding, we can move manufacturing and headquarters to the US and reverse engineer the Segway base unit that powers the gyroscopes. This would help to bring the price of the Omeo down over time. The travel viability of the Omeo is unmatched to any other mobility device. The Omeo is so versatile that it can be loaded into the cargo compartment on a plane or taken directly to the gate and checked. The Omeo has a smaller footprint than any other manual chair, which means that the Omeo can fit through any standard hotel door and bathroom, cruise line cabins, and go up and down ramps with ease. Once the Omeo owner is at their travel destination, they can really have so many options for excursions. Instead of sitting on the boardwalk by the beach, the Omeo owner can roll right down to the beach and go along the water edge. Going up a trail or any activity off-road is a breeze. We have taken the Omeo to Disneyland, outdoor festivals, on princess cruises, and large concerts. The Omeo opens up all avenues of travel. We even have the potential to have Omeo rentals at any of these travel destinations to make the user experience one of a kind. Omeo uses a D2C sales model. There have been a number of Omeos that have been purchased for customers and veterans by the Semper Fi Fund, the Gary Sneese Foundation, and Madonna Rehab, and also workers' comp insurance claims. There are 6.8 million Americans that use mobility devices. When Omeo captures 3% of our market, that will yield just over $4 billion of revenue. We currently have sold 100 Omeos in the USA. Our Omeo owners will tell you that just after a short amount of time, it becomes like an extension of their body. This is due to our patented self-leveling technology. Omeo really is a game changer in the world of mobility. Look at Mike. He's been in a manual chair for 39 years, and he'll tell you when he rides his Omeo, he feels just like a little kid again. This is Gretchen. She's been pushing a chair for more than 20 years, and she will tell you that the Omeo has changed her life. At Omeo, we change the accepted thinking behind personal mobility.
Thank you so much for that, and delighted to introduce Spring Adamo, Director of North American Operations for Omeo Technology. Thank you very much for joining us today. So delighted to hand this over to our judges to kick off some questions.
So a lot of questions. It was a great presentation. So a lot of questions, obviously. Price point, production, how do you get it into people's hands, FDA approved, I don't know, a whole bunch of the things that we would normally have to worry about with wheelchairs.
Question limit.
How about price point now and future price point when you get in, start to scale?
Yeah, so right now they're $19,950 or just about $20,000. They are not FDA approved, but we have not had a problem making sales. We just can't make them fast enough. We have a couple foundations that have purchased them for people and a couple of insurance claims that have paid for them. But majority is private party pay.
So still, I mean, as cheaper than other powered mobility devices, sounds like.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Even some manual chairs can run $15,000. So we're trying to keep
titanium and there's like all these fancy push chairs. Yeah. What are you trying to get down? Like what's your goal if you got into scale? Like if you captured that 3% of market, you're in the 4 billion gross sales range.
Probably around 10, 12,000 is our goal.
Yeah, I'm seeing this is an all-purpose wheelchair for getting around everywhere. And instantly there would be people like me asking, what about accessories? Because I can see you need to have somewhere to carry things, no?
Yeah, we do have.
Yeah.
We have a couple accessories. We have a bag that goes behind the legs and hooks onto the tie-down the tie-down loops. There's also a little boot or trunk behind the seat that you can put things in. And then also there's an accessory adapter on the right, on the front of the Omeo for like a cup, an iPad, a phone. And we also offer a USB port that you can charge your devices in. That's right there on the device.
Mm-hmm.
What does the device measure? What's the width?
So you can't really capture it in the video, but we have street tires and off-road tires. With the street tires on, it's 25.5 inches wide. And with the off-road tires, it's 35 inches wide.
10 inches difference. Okay.
But
and are they interchangeable?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So is this meant to go on an air, to be able to be traveled with an air, for an airplane?
Yeah, we've traveled internationally with them and in interstates too.
And they bring them onto the plane, or they have to be checked?
We check them. We've checked them so far just to be safe. And so you could roll right up to the gate, but I personally haven't traveled with them riding up to the gate. Others have, but it won't fit through the doorway of an airplane, just like any other chair.
And the battery obviously is something that is acceptable to the airlines?
That's correct, because even though we use lithium-ion batteries, we have an info key or a fob, and the fob goes with the passenger on the plane, so it can't be accidentally activated while the Omeo is in the cargo.
Yeah. How much does this weigh?
It weighs 155 pounds. So most power chairs weigh a lot more than that. So it's quite compact.
Right.
And what's the battery life?
So per charge, it will go 40 miles per charge. And that is mileage because they're lithium ion battery and not lead acid battery. So that's well more than most people can do in a day. We've really pushed the limits and try to do that in a day. If you have the off-road tires on and you're doing extreme off-roading, that will decrease the battery to about 20 miles.
Okay. How quickly will it charge?
About 6 hours if it's fully depleted.
Okay.
How fast does it go?
It goes 12 miles an hour. So for example, we have some college students. We have a particular college student at Stanford, and he's given up his car. He uses the Omeo to get around campus, go grocery shopping and things like that. By the time he pushes to his car, gets in, stores his chair, goes to the store, gets out, he could already be there in the Omeo.
Yeah, that's a pretty fast clip.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
Spring, do you have any plans for newer versions of this chair that, I don't know, may be able to accommodate those, maybe with more upper body challenges like myself, where, you know, I'd need a headrest and backrest? Or is the focus to be on one segment where it's these items are less of a necessity?
Yeah, so we really do have some people that have modified the seat back, the seat cushion. As you know, being a chair user, those are things that are just, you know, across the board. We have C4, C5 spinal cord injuries. As long as you have some type of arm movement, it probably will work. But yes, we know that people have modified them to make them custom. We do have plans. Once we can reverse engineer the base unit, we'll be able to do so much more with our product, because that technology really holds us back from expanding.
So I have a question. How much investment do you feel you need to get to the next stage?
There's a couple of stages. I'll just start with the highest. We would probably need $10 million to accomplish everything, but I am talking to investors currently that are in the 1 to 5 million range to to get to assembly in the United States. And then the next phase would be reverse engineering some things and improving the product.
So I see this as, right now is really seems suitable for very active people who are disabled and that want to get out and outdoor oriented, because I guess it could scale mountains, right? You have some sort of an angle, a steepness angle that I saw in one of the videos.
Yeah, it's really remarkable because each wheel moves independently of each other. They're not connected. So the places you can go are unbelievable, and you can traverse. You can go up a 20% gradient and down a 30% gradient, and you can also go straight across without tipping because they're gyroscopic.
What's the youngest age that could use this safely?
We have, yeah, it's a weight metric. But our youngest Omeo owner is 13, and he lives in Auckland, and he takes his Omeo to school because they don't have accessible buses for him. And so he's probably our youngest owner operator, but I've had kids 8, 9 years old on them that operate them just fine. We can also tune down the speed. So you could lock it into a lower speed if you were concerned about a very adventurous child.
And is there a seat belt? I mean, or can you have a seat belt if needed?
We have not had anybody modify it to put a seat belt on because it's balance based. So you're the joystick. It's always going to want to stay under you. And so if you go in this direction, the Omeo is going to travel with you. And just so you know, that is completely hands-free. So wherever you put pressure in the seat is the direction that you will move.
I had one more question. So this product is really unique. And are you open to doing demo days at like ski resorts and outdoor like mountain resort areas, providing your product so that the resort can actually promote this around the 31st anniversary of the ADA or take some holiday? Are you open to, is that how you go out and promote?
That is absolutely correct. Anybody wants us to come and show them the Omeo in person, we'll make every attempt to be there as soon as possible. And if it's a little way down the road, then we'll make that happen too. In fact, I'm going out to St. Louis pretty soon to show the board at SEGS for Vets.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Spring, thank you so much for
Thanks,
that.
Spring.